Hello guys, welcome back. Today is Tuesday, November the 24th. Today we're going to be talking about theme. We're going to be looking at our assignment handout 23A, and I'm going to walk you through how to complete that assignment and what is expected of you. So M1L23 is our lesson for today. Our focusing question is, how does hardship alter the character's perspectives in Out of the Dust? Content framing question. What does analysis of the character's thoughts and actions reveal about the themes of Out of the Dust? And our craft question, how do I integrate evidence? Theme is a main idea or a message about something. Okay, so if you look to the right, I have given 4 of my top favorite Disney movies. I love Disney, so I figured this would be a really cool example to talk to you guys about. If you've seen Up, okay, you know that in the movie, the main message is not to give up on your dreams, okay? It's never too late. You're never too old. If you dream it, you can do it. Next, Tangled would be like step out of your comfort zone, okay? So we know that she's locked away in a tower. She finally leaves, and it's her seeing a whole new world in front of her. She stepped out of her comfort zone. Princess and the Frog would be about working hard to achieve your dreams. Okay, so we know that dreams just don't fall in our laps. We have to go for them, and we have to work hard to achieve success. And then finally with Coco, we learn about the importance of family and love and those connections, and then finally what it feels like to lose a loved one. So all 4 of these movies give themes based on real life messages. Okay, so important messages that happen in real life. A topic is not a theme. So the Great Depression is a topic that we can talk about, but a theme in a text about the Great Depression might be about hardship, or it might be about poverty, or it might be about the importance of staying together as a family. This is an example of a theme. A theme conveys a general statement about the human condition or life experience that the book puts forth. It is not text specific in terms of character or plot. So we know that in Up, it's never too late to chase your dreams. And in Princess and the Frog, it's about dreams also. So texts can vary in theme. Okay, so it can have more than one theme, which Out of the Dust definitely does. So some of the themes we've looked at is hardship. We have read about despair. So despair is defined as the complete loss of hope. And like the saying, all hope is lost, that's the feeling of despair, like, okay, nothing good is going to come out of this. We've lost all hope. Hope would be defined as the desire or feeling that something is going to happen. Okay, something good is going to happen, like I hope it rains tomorrow. Guilt is the feeling of being responsible or regretful for an event that you feel responsible toward. So, for example, Billy Joe losing her mom, she feels guilty for that. Perseverance is being persistent in doing something. So even though something's difficult and you're having a hard time achieving that goal, you're going to keep pushing until you get it. You're going to work hard till you achieve that success. And of course, we know what home is, the feeling of being protected around our loved ones, security. We know family, and of course, love. Today, we're going to be working on handout 23A, which we'll be looking at a full example here in a second. But your Google Doc is going to look just like this. It's going to have theme, evidence, elaboration, and you're going to fill it out just like I'm filling this one out, but you're going to have a different theme. So as a class, we're going to look at despair, but on your own, you're going to be working on the theme of guilt. Okay? So remember, every time we see the word evidence, so we've written enough 2-6 to know that every time we see the word evidence, that means we're going to have to include a direct quote and a page number. Okay? So we're going to need to find evidence that connects to our theme of despair. And this is the quote. Only Arlie Wanderdale talks about them, and they could play piano again if I would only try. Page 89. So in this piece of evidence, Billy Joe is all bandaged up on her hands. They're swollen. They're burned really bad. In that kind of case, her hands will not be able to play piano, which she loves. So the one thing that Billy Joe went to whenever she was sad, she now can't do it. Okay, she now can't sit down at the piano whenever she's feeling sad or hopeless. Now she doesn't have that. So now she's went into a feeling of despair, a feeling of all hope is lost. If I can't play my piano, my life is pretty much over, is what she's feeling like. So our elaboration, we know that this is where we add in details about the quote. We put it into our own words. We explain what the quote means, and we connect it to our theme. Billy Joe feels an overwhelming sense of loss because of the injury to her hands. She once was proud of her hands and how they connected her to Ma because they both loved to play the piano. Now she feels only despair when she thinks about them because she views them as damaged. So she sees her hands now that once were something beautiful that produced beautiful music. She now sees them as being ugly and damaged and useless. At one point in the book, she describes them as just hanging stupidly from her wrist, that they have no purpose. And she doesn't share the belief that Arlie says she'll play again. He tells her, Billy Joe, you're going to be able to play again. Your hands will heal. But she doesn't believe that. She feels like she'll never be able to play again. Okay? Effect on the character. So this doesn't require any quote. The only quote you'll have to include will be on your evidence. So the effect on the character, how does despair affect Billy Joe? Okay? So despair makes Billy Joe feel like she can never play piano again. Despair over her mom's death and the pain in her hands leaves her feeling hopeless. Okay? So she doesn't feel like she's worth anything now. She can't play her music. She can't connect with her dad. She just feels in so much pain, both physically and emotionally. She is feeling hopeless. The thematic message, thematic theme. So what is the main message of the theme of despair? People need something with which to balance despair, something like hope. So no one wants to live a life in despair always. We have a balance in our lives of despair and hope. Okay? So whenever something bad happens, we can be in despair for a little while. But we need to have hope to balance that so we're not always so sad and feeling useless. That hope lets us know that something good is going to come out of it. Something is going to change. Everything is going to work out for the better. So now we're going to take a look at assignment 23A, which is already pulled up on my screen. This is an example, okay? So yours is going to be completely blank, except here it's going to say guilt, okay? But you're going to be filling it out based on the guilt, okay? So notice that I put my quote, everything that we just talked about on the Google Slides, I've put into this, okay? Now, the only difference, like I said, is you're going to be working on the word guilt for your theme. Notice also that it tells you what to put for each of the bolded letters. So evidence, this is where you're going to give a quote to show the theme of guilt in the book. Don't forget the page number, okay? So just like I did despair, yours is going to be guilt, okay? You're going to do guilt. I can spell it. Then your elaboration. Right here, it tells you exactly what to do. This is where you're going to explain and elaborate on the quote you put above. How does this quote show the theme of guilt? Okay? Effect on character. How does this guilt affect Billy Joe? How does it make her feel? How does it change her life? And then finally, thematic message. What is the message in a sentence form that shows the lesson the author is trying to teach us through the theme of guilt? Okay, so put it in, don't give us one-worded answers. We want complete sentences for this. What is the message that Karen Hesse is trying to teach us through the theme of guilt? Okay, what is she trying to teach us as readers? Okay, so with despair, the lesson that the author is teaching us is people need something with which to balance despair, something like hope. Okay, all right. So that is all that we are doing for today. If you have any questions, please feel free to email or send a remind message to Miss Rodas or to myself, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day.